Alright guys, here we got Heroic Firebrand Charog. I'm gonna show you how I'm just mashing buttons in his fire and never dying. I'm just gonna get hit a lot. So this is the idea to show you. I'm not trying to be awesome and dodge everything. I'm gonna show you how this build keeps everything going. So as you can see here, I'm standing in the fire. This is a heroic, and I'm just hitting and hitting. You can use square or light attack or heavy attack, whatever you want. I'm getting hit. I'm running in the fire. Look at this. It's amazing. How's it going, guys? You got Hands here, and I want to show you this epic self-heal button mashing super awesome build that I made. And it's kind of obvious, but I'm going to break it all down for you so we can get into this. First, you're going to want to get Skarn's Pike. It's an awesome Terra war Pike. It has super attack speed, so it helps us keep our health shields constantly coming back up so we don't die. You're going to want to put a weighted strike cell on there. Why? Because it already comes with a weighted strike. So that puts us at +6 weighted strikes, which gives us a little extra damage because most of our build is focused on self-heals and staying alive. Next, you want to put an Iceborne cell, because that increases our defense when we're low at health, and at later ranks grants lifesteal. It's pretty epic, and this is the game changer that helps us never die. Next, use Savage Wellspring for our added extra damage, because like I said, we're all in healing right now. That converts your meter into ammo, and you spend your ammo to grant an aura that grants 25% critical strike chance for you and your fellow teammates. Like I said, once again, that's very important, you know, so we can keep up our damage. For your mod, I like to use Munitions Amplifier because the stored ammo quality increases slowly over time up to max. What that says, say you only fill half your bar up and you store it, if you keep fighting some more, that ammo quality will go up to max, and it'll last the full 12 seconds for Savage Wellspring. It's pretty great. Next, you're going to want to get the Skull Forge. It is an exotic helmet, but you get exotic helmets from doing Heroic and Heroic Plus patrols and pursuits. So eventually you'll get the blueprint to drop so you can forge this. It's a pretty epic helmet. 1.5% on your damage dealt becomes a stamina shield, max to 50. That depletes slowly after not dealing damage, but we're going to be constantly dealing damage non-stop because our health bar, to keep that health bar up. It's very epic. And you're going to want to put a +3 fortress cell there. It grants a small shield after avoiding damage for a short time. We'll go over all of the cells in a little bit. Next, you're going to want to use Heart of Stone. That's Skarn's chest piece. That has a +3 guardian on it already, and we're going to add a +3 9 lives. 9 lives grants a chance to half damage, and at later ranks has the ability to cheat death. Might of Stone is Skarn's fists or his gauntlets. That has a +3 fortress, because now you can see how that's all coming together. And then this will add a +3 9 lives to make our 9 lives +6. Next is Pillar of Stone, Skarn's feet. It has a +3 guardian, and we're going to put a +3 Iceborne cell there to finish that off as well. Down here for the lantern, you can choose what you want, but I like to use Koshai's Bloom because it gives us lifesteal. Yes, you probably want to attack faster with Ember Mains, but I think Koshai is better because this build is focused around not dying, constantly healing yourself, and just staying alive. Because we all know how hard Dauntless can be, and you're always dying, you know, if you're not that great of a player, which it takes practice. This gives us a 10% damage dealt will heal you for 8 seconds. And also, the hold button puts you in a dash, and it'll send you far away and away from the behemoth or towards it, you know, your choice. And it does 750 Terra damage. What's great about it is because you can use it to evade if you're really getting your butt kicked and you just need to get out of there. You can hold it and you can just dash away, and you can always dash towards the behemoth as well. It does some pretty decent damage, but like I said, it's all about that lifesteal that we're going to be using, the instant tap. And you're going to put a +3 etheric attunement on there so we can increase our lantern charge, so we can use this as often as possible. Every time you see the instant, you want to tap it, because like I said, this build is about not dying. So let's go over the cells. Right now we have a +6 fortress, and after not taking damage for 10 seconds you gain 100 health shield. That's pretty epic, because that's like we only have 1,000 life. +6 Guardian, 60% of your health shields applied to you are also applied to your nearest ally. That's definitely helpful when you're in your team. It's, you know, this build is not only to help you stay alive, it's actually kind of a good support build as well, because you're giving your teammates shield, you're giving them your wellspring that grants them plus 25% critical strike, and it's really great. +6 Iceborne is when you're under 50% health, you take 30% decreased damage. That is awesome. And while it's active, you have +8% lifesteal that stops at 50%, but that's fine. All of our health shields will have us beyond 50%, even if your life bar is at 50. At one point, I had over 2,000, no, 4,000 health, counting the shield. And the +6 9 lives is 20% chance to half incoming damage. So with all these shields that we're getting stacked on ourselves and all this self-heal, this is actually helping us take less damage. So this is pretty awesome. And the first time you get knocked out, of course, you get back up, you heal for 400, and you become empowered for 10 seconds. Weighted strikes, that's so we can do a decent amount of okay damage and be relevant in the battle. And that gives us increased stagger damage, because the War Pike does do increased stagger damage. And after dodging through an attack, your next attack deals plus 400 damage. That's pretty epic. So that keeps us in the battle doing something good. And right here, the +3 attunement, like I mentioned, is so we can keep our Kashai's Bloom Lantern charged as fast as possible, as much as possible, so we can keep tapping that instant tap for that lifesteal, which if you're in Iceborne and you have the instant tap of Kosh Bloom, will have 18% lifesteal. That's pretty epic. So as you can see, everything that's going on here, we have some crazy health shields, we have some crazy lifesteal, damage reduction, and I forgot to mention how Skarn's Spite, dealing damage, has a chance based on damage dealt that grants a stacking refreshing 40 health shield. So just that alone gives you crazy health shields. Then Fortress, for not taking any damage, gives you health shields. And then Guardian is sending those shields to your fellow teammates. And Iceborne, if you happen to start getting your butt kicked a lot, you're going to start, that lifesteal is going to kick in, and that damage reduction is going to kick in. So hopefully you don't go too far below 50% health. And I'm not lying, guys, this build is epic. It is great for heroics. It's great for escalations, because all the added amps you get during the escalation battles, and all of that will stack. You can stack all the critical strike stuff on the escalation amps. You can stack all the lifesteal and self heals and teammate heals, and this build becomes an epic you don't die button mashing support build. And I hope you guys really like it. If you like this video and you want to see more and stay updated, hit that subscribe button, guys. This is Hands signing out.